what this new mindset will do for you is shift how you look at everything. You will be a prophet. You the fullest potential of you starts to unfold. And I really have to share two experiences that just changing how you look at something will change how you look at everything. It is the root cause of why everything is the way it is. It is your belief, it is your rule that guides you down a path. So it is like I can talk about light workers just appear to want to kill all of humanity, and it's like that offended some people. Yet the belief that light workers have is not to be offended. Why did something in your path offend you? It's your job to analyze what's inside yourself that made you get offended. It sort of is the mentality of light workers, yet they get offended. And that is the biggest, to really take the pill means you gotta face yourself. You gotta face the lie that you are telling to yourself. Don't worry about the lie everybody else is telling. It's the lie that you want to believe. And the two main examples that are just blowing me away of it blew me away, so I know it's going to blow other people away. And when you kind of really get it, it's like I just sit back and just, wow. Anyways, the two examples are this one light worker, Katie, who has two sexes, the female and male sexuality. It's got the boobs, got the dick. You can't tell whether it's male or female. It's transsexual, I guess you'd say. Which, ironically, today when I made the video, Katie made a post, and my other good friend, Good Shepherd, who's helping me design these websites that I want to build, posted a question at the same time, who's really into Bibles, very religious, with an open mind. So here is a light worker with an open mind, and somebody that is truly into the Bible and religious that also has an open mind. And these are open minds that are not going to be guided down a wrong path because they're very serious about their beliefs, and they're not going to go against what they truly believe, which is love. Both two different groups, um, both holding the same mentality that life is about love. And so it's just questioning, okay, well, what does love really mean? What does healing really mean? Um, and for Katie's example, having two sexes, be declaring herself to be a healer and a creator, asking the question, would you want to live forever in that body? It was like, no. And it's like, well, how can you go around the world teaching people to love you when you don't love yourself enough to face a reality that you're going to be stuck in that body for the rest of your life? It's like that's the level of love one has to have for self to be able to teach the rest of the world. When I smoke, I know I am not loving myself. What aspect is there in our reality that would make me want to smoke? And it is because everybody wants to die. Kind of depressing. Like, I don't want to be the only one that wants to live. Um, at the root of that, it's like, okay, you got to convince everybody else to want to live. It's not about just getting a small group that wants to live and keeping it a secret. It's like, no, if we know this, it's kind of like we're a oneness. Everybody's got to know this. So it's like, I will be depressed until the whole world knows it, which is motivation that if the world wants me to live and wants to see a value in having me in the world, then my rule is spread this message and get everybody else to want to live, love their lives. Then this other guy, this second guy that I want to talk about, that's really into the Bible, and he's been reflecting on this, and he just posted this, and it was so worth reading. Was reflecting on this last night. We ignore our body's signal that we're dying, like we fast to feel hunger, even though our bodies slowly die without nutrition. We do it with a spiritual goal in mind, just like when we sacrifice our bodies to death for spiritual attainment. If you want to live, ask yourself if your soul feels alive. If it feels dead, ask God to put life in it. Felt an immediate physical effect when I first did this within the last 2 weeks. And it's like, God, talk about inspiration right there, that, yeah, we're sacrificing ourselves. We are dying so much to the point, like we're trying to create enough pain so that we'll really know what living is. Every one of us are dying to the point when we really want to live, when we really are interested in living, then we'll be guided towards creating a planet that's worth living in. So it's like you're going to make that sacrifice. It's like you're going to make yourself hungry until you will have gratitude for having food. You know, you're going to be ignorant until you're going to be grateful for some knowledge. You know, so it's like you're going to die until you want to live. As soon as you want to live, then it's like, it's got to be the best of the best. You know, to live in a world where you want to live, what does it look like? And you just got to believe that if you have the power to create hell, then you have the power to create heaven. You just have to really want to live a life eternally. And then everything is possible. This is not a limitless world. This is where everything is possible with this vessel. You can change this vessel to be whatever it is you want it to be, but it is through using the mind, not a scalpel and cutting it up. And you know, you have to use your mind. You are already creating this body. When you are the master of your DNA, then you're the master of whatever container you want to live in. But what you hate grows. So it's best not to hate anything. It's a matter of keep planting the seeds of what you love, and then love grows. But you can't have 1 ounce. If you pay any attention in a direction of hate or death, then that's the path you're going to go down. But if you spend all of your moments in time building something you love, then that's what grows. So it is where I see myself sort of going into the areas of what I hate, simply because we turn into what we hate. So it is, to a certain extent, a matter of, yes, I need to poke the bear in a lot of different directions, in religious groups and light worker groups, and any group that's out there that's following a belief that ultimately at its root says accept death, it's the way to go. Then you're going to have belief systems that justify a death in any way, shape, or form. Instead of actually solving a problem the way problems are solved, you're going to make excuses. That's why you have wars. You think that, no, it's impossible to actually sit at a peace table. The only way is we have to accept a few deaths. So accepting one person's death leads you down the path of never ever coming actually to a peace table and actually solving a problem. There's nothing forcing you to do it, because you're never going to be responsible or accountable for that one human life that ends up dying, that's telling you at all times you're going down the wrong direction. You will never ever solve a problem when you allow even one person to die, because you are choosing not to build the solution. You want to build the wars and the conflicts and the deaths and this perpetual hell Groundhog Day. And I'm starting to see groundhog come up in a few videos, and it's like, when is anybody else going to notice that as soon as you think that you're going to get your freedom and peace and love through death, no, that's where you're going to have to repeat this game until you learn it. The game is all about learning about unconditional love, because you're only going to, you have to unconditionally love yourself. Like, what about yourself is it you don't like? How come you can't declare yourself king just as much as the king declared himself king? When you can believe in yourself just as much as he can, you take away any power he has, because he ain't king of anything if everybody is king. So it's whoever allows somebody to declare themselves the leader means you are losing a piece of yourself to that leader. You are agreeing you're less than, and there's many levels of less than. So it's when we all decide to want to live, life is going to be worth living, and that might be a time where I can quit smoking. I know that I should be the example of, but to fight an entire globe is so, that energy, that black hole, that vortex is something I can't fight by myself. I can't fight that vortex and say, no, don't go down that path. Death is not the answer. We are going to perpetuate hell if we do that. So in my case, I show an example that you have to love somebody else. People have to value me and want me in this world enough that no matter how much I offend you, you still want me in there. No matter how much I offend you, you're still going to be my friend. That's the example of what a friendship is no matter what, you're still going to be there. And I know I have blocked people, but it's not like the example that we should be doing. But it's got to be the example of, let's choose our words. I find some words, hearing the words, cunt, whore, stupid, bitch, those are like, if we can put all those words aside, and it's like, okay, they represent something. Can we not just have maybe one word that represents something, like maybe the fact that, okay, your opinion is different than my opinion? Is that all it is? Because there's not anybody that's any smarter or stupid or more than or less than, because in my book, the guy that has the answers to everything doesn't know shit if he can't spread the answers of everything to everybody so everybody can understand it and sort of get the same message. Then it's like, then you have the answers to everything. But if you have the answers to everything and don't know how to share it with everybody else, you know shit. So, and I don't know how to explain this. So, I know shit. And all I'm saying is, it's only one route that I'm seeing, is everybody seems to be down this vortex of wanting to die. And when we are starting to see a clear potential that human life was designed to live forever, it's our diseases, it's our way of life, it's how we treat each other. With me saying, yes, you've got to want me to live, it's not, I have to receive that love. I have to be able to not be dependent on someone's love, but see that it's got to be a flow, that I have to send and receive love equally, or I fail at it myself. So it's not about everybody's got to build one person up. It's a matter of, we got to build everybody equally up in our world, and make sure you're included in that equally. So it is about creating a world you absolutely love. It is like creating that utopia heaven. Why be scared of that? And teach everybody else, don't fear death. It's like, why not fear death? If it's wrong, fear it. Listen to yourself, your intuition. It's guiding you down the perfect path. Fear death for a reason. It's wrong. Peace out.